Hello, I'm Mike Gordon. Welcome back to my perfect playthrough of
Crash Bandicoot War!
So last time we completed the first warp room, and I can probably skip that press start to begin comment from now on. Last time we completed the first warp room, nabbing 5 crystals, 5 gems, and 4 platinum relics. I'm gonna leave the last gem and the last relic for later because we will have to come back for that gem anyways. So, we are ready to move on to the second warp room. Also last time, see here's the result, the fruits of my labor. So no, I did not perform button glitch to get these times. I actually earned those platinum relics fair and square. Except in Boneyard, since I clearly never attempted it. Again, I'm gonna come back here later. Also, you might notice that I have the running shoes already because I performed the demo glitch to unlock all abilities. I'm actually gonna start with this level first, by the way, a Hog Ride. Because it is...
Why must you continue to be a thorn in our side? What? Where was I? Tiny was a good fellow. He hated everyone and everything, but a good heart nonetheless. Please be more reasonable with my minions next time.
Sure thing, Cortex. The reason being is because this level could cause all sorts of... Because this is a vehicle level, it's going to be one of the harder platinum relics to get in the game. Now, from what I heard, this is the hardest platinum relic to get in the Crash Insane trilogy. Well, Crash Warped Insane trilogy, anyways. But in OG Crash Warped, it's kind of straightforward. I'm a little out of practice with this. I am definitely way out of practice with this game, since this is like the first time in years I've played it. Which is a lie, because this is one of my favorite video games of all time. Still got it. There are only 13 boxes on this stage, so I definitely know I got the platinum relic here. Don't worry, I have to... And the objective to gain the platinum relic in this stage, you're gonna essentially cringe to hear it. You have to ride and maintain those speed boosts all the way to that final ramp heading to the finish line. Also, you have to break every single yellow box along the way, and ideally you cut the necessary corners as well, and you are just barely given enough time to get the platinum relic. Like, it's just a little more than a full second. I failed the first attempt. Yeah, I'm skipping ahead to the penultimate attempt. So this is what you have to do, what you have to deal with. And oh yeah, you have to deal with other vehicles on the road. You have to deal with sharp turns and the police cars. You have to nab every single yellow box. And you have to... nab every single yellow box, which are the timers. I have to maintain this all throughout without ramming into anything, without driving off-road, without hitting those ramps. And you also have to hit the later boosts as well. That wasn't necessarily a ramp because I'm still moving at top speed. I skipped that one. All right, this one. pretty close to the developer time, but not close enough. It is damn near impossible to beat the developer time for this. I've never done it. Believe me, I tried. I've never ever beaten the developer time in Crash Warped. Maybe if you show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel, I may consider live streaming attempts at all the developer times. I don't think there's a YouTube channel that actually showcases every single developer time. Could even be Groundhog Ride. Alright, so I'm going to just show this off for a final time. The video is relatively short anyways, so there you go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna ignore that elevator for now, even though that means I have 5 relics, which means I technically have enough to visit the secret warp room. However, there's only 1 level we've unlocked because of those relics, so every 5 relics we earn, we unlock a new stage in the secret warp room. And the level we unlocked is a brand new level, but we honestly prefer going to the secret warp room only when we have the opportunity to max everything out. I'm mixing in some charges and some big jumps. First unintended death in the playthrough. Trying to play through a level, and by unintended death I mean outside time trial. By the way, this is another time trial that can be pretty brutal. Though in a lot of ways, it's also arguably way easier to get the platinum here, even though the time's about the same. You actually can't afford to miss a few yellow boxes, whereas in Orient Express, you can't. Alright, just 4 more boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all of them. Good. So just so long as Purah does not accidentally throw Coco into the portal, I should be fine. And he didn't. And, yeah. Cute little baby tiger Purah. Well, I wind up joining the gang of heroes, so to speak. And in time for Crash Team Racing. But anyways, let's go look at the platinum. The time discrepancies between Sapphire, Gold, and Platinum are really wide. So this is definitely way easier to get the relic in, especially the Gold relic, compared to Oriental Express. Or the times are much. See, I missed the right suicide here. Let me skip ahead to the penultimate attempt. Just a bit. Alright, that is the penultimate attempt. This is now the real attempt. So you don't want to miss too many yellow boxes early on. Those are the ones I want to get. It is technically possible to get all 4 of them while running though, but it's really hard. Notice I don't have an Aku Aku mask because I missed it. Another time I missed Aku Aku mask, and I missed a two box. So I definitely missed quite a few of them, but as you can see, I am just barely made it. Honestly, I think I'm much closer at getting the developer time for this stage than I am in most other stages, because I missed quite a few yellow boxes, including a few that I probably could have gotten with a lot more practice. But even then, I think I need to find some way to save 5 seconds total to beat the developer time. Alright, we took care of both vehicle levels, so this technically isn't the hardest Platinum Relic to get. Level 9 is harder, but level 9 is a level that we will have to come back to later anyway, so I'm not terribly concerned with getting that one. So between this and Gee Wiz, this is definitely the harder Platinum Relic to get. So this is where my memory started playing tricks on me, because I'm suddenly recalling, oh yeah, I have to make sure to nab those boxes that are just high above those trampolines. So you can definitely see why I would consider this level to be kinda hard to get Platinum in. Oh, to be fair, the one upside is this level is not horribly dependent on RNG. And yes, this is something I would tell you. The Pura levels and the bike levels are not RNG dependent at all. The order in which you get through the level is completely fixed, so failures in those levels are entirely based on skill. This level is a little bit RNG, but has a little bit of RNG to it, but it's not terribly dependent on it. Crystal and entering the bonus round. Now, this is technically a level that we will also have to revisit because we have no way of accessing the gold gem at this point in time. I suppose I could attempt to cheese it. Still farming for those extra lives. Yeah, you definitely want to blow those up. Four lives off of this one special stage. Now, you might notice I don't really use the HUD when I'm just collecting the gem, when I'm collecting the crystals. Usually, and the reason for this is because the reason why is because the conditions are basically already laid out for them, and this is the base. And these games are generally just hallway simulators. So taking out that Jeff with the bazooka. There's another box up there. God. One last Jeff to take out. So you might notice all the titles are basically mention of a Jeff, I'll reference someone named Jeff. Who is Jeff? It's the name I have assigned to these lab assistants. Again, they kind of look like someone I knew named Jeff when I was a kid. The flat top, glasses, generally annoying. Shows up everywhere, never leaves you alone. That's why I call him Jeff. As a kid, I always had trouble dealing with those lab assistants that I call Jeffs. So, Sapphire is really easy to get, but the Gold and Platinum are pretty tough. That's generally the theme with these Arabian levels. Relatively easy Sapphire relics, but really hard Gold relics, and even harder Platinums. Yeah, I need to carry that mask through the end, all the way to the end of the level. I'm gonna skip ahead to the penultimate level, of course. Gotta show my last failure. That's a rage quit because I screwed up my technique here. If you want to know, the reason why I skip ahead to my penultimate attempt, because these videos would take hours, especially the later episodes. They would have taken hours to resolve. By the way, it should be noted that I'm actually recording the dialogue after the fact because when I'm doing the relic attempts, I'm typically in the zone. Having said that, I think this is a mid-tier difficulty zone. It's definitely not one that I can do on my first try, but I can still do it fairly quickly. We haven't really played any of the truly awful Platinum relics yet. So much for the developer time, but I definitely crushed the Platinum. Absolutely crushed the Platinum. So you can definitely tell, yeah, this is more of an intermediate difficulty setting for as far as Platinum Relics goes. But yeah, it can be pretty grueling getting the Gold and Platinum Relics if you're not accustomed to 105%. I will have to come back for the Gold Relic because that Gold gem can only be obtained via the secret warp room, and I have not unlocked that side yet.
Uka and Cortex gave me orders to bring the crystals to them during the Ice Ages. So give me the goods and shove off, or I'll roast yous.
Yeah, like that's gonna happen, Dingodile, but nice to meet ya. So, I'm not gonna talk so much about Gee Wiz as far as the relics goes. The medieval levels are pretty easy to platinum, particularly if you have the running shoes. Running shoes makes getting the platinum really easy. And I just wreak havoc with the super masks. Barely got that extra life from that changing box. I like to show what the wizard looks like when you use a bazooka on him eventually, because he looks kind of funny. I call him the wizard rather as opposed to Jeff, because, well, every enemy in these stages, apart from the goats, is technically a Jeff. Wizards are a Jeff. Wizards are a Jeff. The Knights are and Wizards are clearly Jeffs. Another enemy that we will encounter later on in our playthrough is a Jeff. The goats are not Jeffs. They are just normal fodder enemies. Yes, even the frogs are actually Jeffs. You saw the part 1 cover. It's you let a frog attack you, kill you. He will jump on top of Crash, kiss him, and he will turn into a Jeff. Now, you might say, okay, some of those Jeffs can be kind of racist because the Jeffs in, say, the Arabian levels are technically in blackface. You could make that interpret, but there is a twist regarding the Jeffs. Spoiler alert, they are not really human, so it's not really that they're blackface or doing cultural appropriation. They are not human, but they are literally disguised as denizens of these time periods. Which is kind of funny because they all have the same flat top and the same glasses. They all have the same faces. But yeah, if you want to know why I have names for all of them and I just call him Jeff, that is why. You know, the Jeffs are not human. They are machines. They're like Crash Bandicoot versions of the Terminators, except comedic. So yeah, look at those times. It is pitifully easy. It is so easy, in fact, I'm kind of surprised I've never gotten a developer time for this stage. It might be one of the easier developer times to get in the entire game, at least in theory. So yeah, I definitely took some deaths here. A couple failures here. This wasn't a first try. There aren't many first try platinum relics in this playthrough. The fact I had 2 of them in part 1 is just a lucky coincidence. So this level is not RNG dependent, but I definitely need the invincibility. And that, more than anything else, is what often costs me the platinum relic. I think the first attempt I made all the way to the end and found out I wasn't gonna get the platinum. Oh yeah, something worth knowing is that in time trial mode, Crash does not jump up when he gets his invincibility mask. He is still in motion after getting the invincibility masks in time trial mode. Tip 2 is to try to hug the corners as much as possible, and of course to keep moving. Didn't want to waste an Aku Aku mask because those can come in handy with the final level. But yeah, I've gotten the platinum relic rather convincingly here. Just saying. So the final level before we can take on Dingodile is of course level 9, and I've saved that one for last because we cannot get any of the gems here. Which means we will have to come back here and revisit the second warp room. One of them requires a pink gem. They both require the pink gem in order to access. Spoiler alert, we have not yet acquired the pink gem. That's not until the next warp room. In fact, next time, spoiler alert, I will be dabbing the gold, pink, and red gems. sorry, or I guess it was supposed to be a purple gem, but there's like a pink gem door. Yeah, that's confusing. Regardless, I'm still gonna enter the bonus stage because I could still farm for some extra lives here. And this is literally all the Wumpa fruit you can get in this stage. 2 extra lives, which ain't a lot, but it's something that's for progress towards completion. Yeah, with the tornadoes, with the super tornado, it is very easy to deal with these monkeys. It might be a little tricky at first, but not too difficult. As I said, Crash Warped. Let me nab these first, and then nab the invincibility. Crash Warped, when you're just getting all the gems and crystals, it is very easy to play through the game normally. Really, the challenge comes from getting the gold and platinum relics. And yeah, spoiler, you do need, all your relics have to be at least gold when you beat the game in order to nab the final gem. And achieve 105% completion. Alright, I took out the Jeff at the other end, so I don't have to worry about dodge. I don't take out that Jeff. The serpents and the crocodiles are not Jeffs. The only animal that happens to be a Jeff in Crash Warped is the frog in the medieval levels. I'm just gonna take my chances. Try to get the platinum relic means you can't go take it nice and slow and stay here. The pyramid levels are definitely RNG intensive. Maybe not so much so this level, but you have to cut really close. So we are gonna take on Dingodile now.
Right, now you've gone and done it. Them crystals
Or about the
are
relic
mine.
later. Yeah, sure thing. And we're about to make Pizza Penguin.
Break out the butter. I'm gonna make toast.
Alright, so the strategy that I tried to employ with Dingodile, I originally planned to use this strategy, double jump over all those crystal spikes, and then shortcut my way to him. And yeah, there were some problems with this boss. So, attempt number 3. Alright. You know, I keep dying on this, so I might as well just Screw it, I'm gonna battle this guy normally. So all you have to do is just outrun those things on the exterior. And then you want to get him to unleash that particle beam on you. Get out of the way. And once you get a clear path, you spin him, you head on the other side, right outside of that blast radius, rinse and repeat. This is the intended strategy. I attempted to cheese this boss with a double jumps, I just couldn't do it. I am too far out of practice for this. So sorry I'm not able to cheese this boss. Guess my skills aren't as adequate as I thought they were. So yeah, once you do what you are supposed to do with these bosses, they are actually way easier.
You thrashed me, mate. No worries, but you'll soon be up against much worse.
And of course, it'll be worth noting that the reward for being Dingodile is that you unlock the double jump ability. But because I had done the demo glitch, I don't have to worry about that. So that's Dingodile in a nutshell, and that's also Warp Room 2 done, at least for now. Next time on my perfect playthrough of Crash Bandicoot Warped, I'm going to try and obtain the 3 missing color gems and clear the missing death route so I could put Warp Rooms 1 and 2 behind me for good. So leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel already if you haven't done so. I greatly appreciate it. With that out of the way, this is Mike Gorin, sign out.